Hello, my name is Nicholas. Thank you for checking out my video. I've been creating a series of videos about my time in the educational setting, whether it be private school, homeschool, any type of school, and then moving on to a college environment. The reason why I create these videos is to help others who really don't have any resources, because let's face it, once you become an adult, if you have learning disabilities, if you have special needs, you're basically thrown in the pit with whatever you have. And what you have really is not that helpful. And anything you received prior to that, I hate to say it, but it's just a system secretly making money off of your condition. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my time with graduating from high school and moving on to college. One of the best advice I can give: don't be in a hurry to enroll into college. The best time to enroll in college is when you're ready, because you don't want to waste years of your life sitting in a classroom watching some bald old man with erectile dysfunction talk about life when all he's been doing is school. Don't be like one of those people. And also, you have an excuse to move slowly. Take advantage of it. Trust me, because everybody else takes advantage of everything else. Don't be so quick to make decisions. Think slowly, carefully, and then make a decision. And that's what I did. I tried my best to do it that way. I benefited in more ways than one. Once I realized that I wanted to go to college, I often say the door was shut tightly with chains and locks. I couldn't really get in. If you're a special needs student, the university will judge you based on your educational, economic, etc. background. I had to look at what was available to me at that time because I had a poor educational background. Even though I did decently in high school, guess what? I was homeschooled. They also judge based on that as well. I was getting the door slammed with my arm in it, trying to get in, but no one would let me in. And I said, all I need is a chance, and I can prove that I can perform at the same rate or higher. Part one, as I call it, is getting the information you need in order to enroll. And so I had to get my parents' financial information, any type of information on myself that is needed. And luckily I did this before walking into the university. And you need this, and you want to save it, and you want to update, you want to be as organized as possible. Get a binder, get a folder, motherfucker, get all of them, and put it all together, the information, organize it. Be clean, be on time, know what you're doing, or try to know what you're doing. Have an open mind, listen. And that's what I did. And so things went smoothly. Do not depend on others to do things for you. You save your information. It's your information. No one's going to pity you because you're a special needs student. Matter of fact, nobody gives a fuck. You are actually seen as a person to make money off of, or to make fun of. And I know that's sad, but it is true. Humans are cruel people. Some of them, most of them, depending on your location. After I got all that completed, you would think that I'm there, I'm done, and no. The second part is the placement testing, basically determining where you're at in English, math, Well, guess what? At the time, I was more of a visual learner. If you don't understand what you're being asked, you're going to give the wrong answer no matter what. And I even left questions blank because I didn't know what I was being asked. Isn't that kind of sad? It's, 2010 at the time? That was not fun. So I was placed in lower division classes. You fail these classes, you're not going to succeed. And so I was pressured to pass those courses, which was easy. I got A's in them. So after that, they're saying, okay, you're great. Here, go, do your thing. Now, mind you, because I was so headstrong, I did not want to take advantage of any special needs program. I wanted to prove that I can perform as good or even better than the people around me. I felt the need to be that way because I felt like I had so much to prove. I said, I want to be equal. I don't want them to say, well, you're getting that advantage over us. You understand? But the way that I was thinking was wrong. Because let me tell you something. Everybody, regardless, is using something to get by. Either they're cheating from their friend, using whatever. So if you're a special needs student, to say to yourself, I'm not going to take advantage of any of what is provided, is foolish, because you're already at a disposition. You're in an environment where it's not even your style of learning as it is. So you have to use whatever tool necessary to give it an equal run. I'm referring to how you learn. And that leads me to the services that are provided, or some system put in place to help students. Now, I started to learn more about that later, even though I'm still not taking advantage of it. I evolved over time. It's sad, because even if you do evolve over time with your learning, you still have a learning disorder. You still have difficulties understanding things. So you basically recreate it to where you can understand it. That takes time. Now, the learning disability department, if you want to call it that, like I said, it's just another system to make money off of you. The lady that I was talking to, she basically runs the joint, as I would like to call it. Not an appropriate term to use, but she was a joke. She told me, I told her I was homeschooling and stuff. It's amazing, it's 2014, 2015. You have some idiot like that in there who is outdated, hasn't really done her research, and she's telling me that my way of bringing myself up was not right. And I said, well, I'm here, and it's already, 3 to 4 years in, and I'm at a good academic standing. And she says, well, why are you here to begin with? People are still paying for worthless services. As a matter of fact, what is provided in a university setting when it comes to disability for students is nothing. These students are not being taught what they need to know in order to be successful. I know because I'm a tutor. Some of them I work with. And it's rather difficult. And there are some students that I'm working with now that are possibly going to be going to college early. And parents are asking me, well, what do I do? And so I have to give them strategies. That's why I'm doing this video. But universities are different. So if you can take advantage of the services, go for it. Like I said, don't be ashamed. I sit before many, many students who are not lacking when it comes to their performance, maybe with learning. And they use many strategies to get by that is under the, let's just say, academic dishonesty, cheating, to get by. So if you can use a service that's going to help you learn, in any way, give you more time, it doesn't really matter. Utilize it. As years went by, I've learned. And like I said, this is sad, and it depends on the university you're at. The retention rates at my university are low. And I often wondered why. Why are the retention rates so low here? And one of the reasons is, well, look at the people who are occupying certain positions, their attitude. I can tell you, I've reported quite a few, not a lot, of instructors who failed to do their job or disrespectful, racist. Some were sexually harassing my partners that I was working with. It's amazing how people turn their nose up and just don't want to hear it because they just don't care. They're overworked, underpaid, and it's just not a priority. You're not a priority, so you have to protect yourself. And I often say, document your experiences. Don't just assume that the people above you, student affairs, your advisor, the chairperson, some of them are good people, some are not. Some are human. Sometimes you wonder if these people are human. That's why it's important to document, and if you can record it with whatever, do it. Try to. Legally, that is. There's one thing that I regret is that I did not care to make friends. Now it's a little bit different. I have people that I could help and they'll help me. But try to make friends because you want someone that you can fall back on. And hopefully you'll allow them to fall back on you. I really did not have that. I did not even know what that meant, to fall back on somebody. I said, what do you mean fall back? It's my responsibility to be perfect and 100% all the time. Well, as a human, you can't be that. Even though I tried to be that, it almost killed me, mentally and physically. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Document your experiences, especially if you have a disorder. I'm telling you, I've seen a lot that I'm ashamed of. And it really has nothing to do with me. It has to do with how people treat one another. So, with classes, courses that you will complete, always remember that it's different from being in regular school. It's kind of like you're thrown in there and you do whatever you want to do. So if you're going to be lazy and party, you're possibly going to fail. If you put an hour to 2 hours aside, that's what it's about. It's all about time and the time you put into your subjects. You cannot expect your professors to do the work for you. No. And it's all about time. You're going to spend most of your time reading, hopefully learning. And if that's not your interest, it's just not something you want to do with your 4 years, 2 years, 6 years of your life, whatever, don't pursue it, because it will eat you alive. I'm telling you. You'll sit there and say, why did I waste my time? If you're saying that to yourself, then it wasn't meant for you to begin with. That's why in the beginning of this video I said, don't be in a hurry. There's no reason to be in a hurry. Don't worry about all those labels or whatever. Oh, you have to be young. No, you don't have to be young. Matter of fact, I feel the worst time to start college is when you're young, because you're too busy having fun, partying, being an idiot, and you miss out on the learning aspect, and you graduate, and then you say to yourself, where did the time go? I didn't learn anything. It's not good. So I want to talk a little bit about how I learned, just a bit. This video is really long. In the beginning of my college career, I would ask my professors if I could record the courses. Some of them said yes, while others said no. The ones that said no, I tried to drop the class and find a different instructor, which I was successful most of the time. And again, that works for me. So if I'm reading a textbook, I had to figure out how to reword it, put it in a visual presentation, or vice versa, in order to see what's going on. That's all I did, is recreate, and then eventually, like I said, I became a tutor. I managed to help people on different levels, and I was basically introduced to the fact that there are a lot of bad professors out there who should not have a job. They don't know how to teach. Some of them don't even know what they're talking about. And the professor was a cunt. So you can just imagine how much money I wasted. The money you put in, you'll probably never get back. So use your time wisely. If you have issues, speak in the beginning until the end. Not at the end. Don't go and say, oh, you know, my professor was bad and da-da-da-da-da at the end. It's too late. Document. Document. Don't expect handouts. Think before acting. That's my advice. So thank you for checking me out.